to the reacting video of the Doctor Who Flux episode, Doctor Who Series 15, Episode 2, for Lux. Sorry, so I'm just going to show you the picture again, as you know what the picture looks like, and then I'll react to it after when I show you the picture. Yeah, what an episode. It was so good. It was brilliant. I have to say, much as I like Devil's Cord episodes, but this episode was better than Devil's Cord. Really loved this episode. It was brilliant. Brilliant episode. It was just so funny. The cartoon, Mr. Conway called it, but don't make me laugh. It was funny. No, it wasn't. I thought it was the same character. No, it's the same guy who played the actor in the Jodie Victor era. It's not the same character. No, he was linked to the Toy Maker, wasn't he? He was the third one. You had three. You had Toy Maker, Maestro, and then this God. But he was the original God. I kind of gathered he was kind of part. I did guess it, but in the end, because I'm like, he's got to be linked to the Toy Maker because he looks like looked very similar to the Toy Maker. And the episode was very Maestro-y when he did the bit with when the things were putting the Doctor onto the wall. That was very Maestro-y. I think he's like the child, isn't he? Like the nephew. He's got Dassie's daughter in it, so that must be Maestro's. Yeah, something like that. Didn't expect that bit, and then two, I'm like, on a minute, he looks very Toy Maker-y. And because I think that's the same hall they used for the Giggles episode as well. Looked like it as well, where they used the Giggle episode, because they use it as a. Never used to do that, did they, in Doctor Who? But now they use it as a set, like they do with EastEnders. So I'm sure where they had the Giggles episode, where the Lux episode was in that same hall. It was in the same hall where the Giggles episode was, where the Toy Maker was going through the companions. I mean, he was doing the turn around premiere. That there, it was clever. Don't make me laugh. But in the end, he got set free, didn't he? And he was allowed to be a god. Turn around premiere in the German accent, wasn't it, from the Toy Maker? Brilliant villain. I thought he was a good villain, to be fair. I don't know, once again, I'm going to say it. I just think it needs one problem with it. It was brilliant. The actors were brilliant. The storyline was brilliant. The villain was funny and brilliant. Like how he was linked to the Toy Maker, and it was a bit surprising in the end, but the storyline was brilliant. It just needs to be a bit more intense, I think. That's what it is. It's not intense enough. Like with the Toy Maker, it was very intense, wasn't it? All the 60th anniversary stuff was very intense. All the episodes are very intense. Like, it's only certain episodes they pick. Like next week's one's going to be interesting. But yeah, it should be interesting. And Miss Flood, once again, right at the end, she pops up again. What is she, man? What is she? But I'll talk more like that when it comes more nearer the time. But once again, I don't want to be going over a lot with Miss Flood, to be fair, because I want to do that for a separate thing. It should be interesting, you know. Very interesting, because Miss Flood is, yeah. And Blinda was brilliant. She was a brilliant actress. I like the new companion. She's brilliant, isn't she? Fadra Daru, I can't say her name properly. Fadra I can say properly, but not Daru. I don't know, I can't say her surname right. But she's a brilliant actress. She was used to be in something I watched. Lady that played Blinda. She's brilliant. So is he as well as a Doctor. He's good playing the Doctor as well. And that bit with the race, though, I think much. No, I've got to be careful what I'm saying here, but I still think it's wrong the fact that he couldn't go in. Like the Rosa episode, isn't it? Back in season 11, wasn't it? Episode 3, wasn't it? Not 2. I thought it's episode 2. No, episode 3, season 11. That episode was rubbish, though. The Rosa one, I think. This one was a good episode because it had no. Because that was all to that just didn't have a. That just didn't make no sense. The only thing that happened is that. Only bit I liked was right at the end when you heard the song Rise Up. That's the only bit I liked about the episode. and how it ended in that episode. But apart from that, episode was rubbish to me. But it's still wrong the fact they weren't allowed to sit on buses. They weren't allowed to be in certain places. That is disgusting. I ain't gonna lie. I know we moan about, you know, I don't want to say it loud, but we know what we moan about, and that's fine, and that's fair as well. But you can't stop foreign people to going into places. I still think that's out of order. It's so wrong, and they accused him. That's how the police were back then. They were like authority. They were proper police back then, weren't they? Didn't give a shit. But they'd always accuse. But that's why nowadays it's the other way around, isn't it? If a white person does something, we're in the wrong. It's the same way, isn't it? Same kind. But the difference with them, they don't stop us going to their places. I think you find the white people choose not to go in their places. I think there's the difference. But I think it's wrong the fact they weren't allowed to. I think it's a disgrace. How can they not go into a cafe? I know back then there was no such thing as a foreign person. I'm not going to say colours, but a foreign person in a country, in another country. No such thing, was it? That's why they were like, they used to treat them as aliens. And it'd be the same thing if an English person went to their country, you'd be locked up. Yeah, but I think fine, that's what happened nowadays. You could go out to the Russian area, and I think if we go to Germany, you're not welcome. Anywhere else, I think you're welcome. But you go to the Russian countries or Germany, we're not welcome. So some country, that's because of the war, isn't it? But you go anywhere else, you're welcome to. You are welcome to go to the Asia countries. Well, I don't see a point in that, and that's my own private reasons why. I ain't gonna say why, but I've got my own. Only one place I'd like to go. It's probably Egypt. But going back to, I just think it was wrong because she screwed them up though. She told them to help them, didn't she? And then that lady screwed up on them. It's like, you absolute liar. They were trying to help. It's so disgraceful, isn't it? Well, no, of course they can. Yeah, but the way they were treated, I think the police were doing their job. No, it was the lady I got on. The police was just doing their job. They don't know, do they? First thing they're gonna think, oh, that person's done something. That's normal police reaction, but yeah, but they were better back then in them days, the police, weren't they? They didn't take no shit. Nowadays they're just too nice, but then they moan at little things like what I'm doing. Don't ask. I just think I just think it's just not right. Yeah, and well, no, the bit the police didn't bother me is about the fact they couldn't go into the places, and that lady screwed on them just because they were from a different background. Went from a different country. They're both, well, one's Scottish and one's English. Well, she might be Welsh actually, because she sounded a bit Welsh in real life. I think she's playing a British actress. Belinda's actress by father or the lady who plays. I'm sure she sounds a bit Welsh. She might be English. I know Shooty's Scottish, but they're not. Do you know what I mean? They're not. I don't say Scottish people are foreign, because they're not really, are they? They've just got a different accent to us. Same Americans. I don't say American are foreign people because they're different. They just got a different they just sound differently to us because you can understand them. Foreign countries like you go Spain, Portugal, Italy, the African side, the Asian countries, Germany, but all the other countries are foreign, aren't they? And Australia's not foreign either. I think New Zealand and Canada can be foreign. Not really, because they sound English. They got their accent of where they're from, but you can understand Americans what they're saying. They say the odd word different to us, don't they? They call crisp chips when they're not chips. Yes, they're mashed potatoes. They are made by potatoes, aren't they, crisps? But yeah, we all should just be friendly and be fair to everybody. I think everyone should be equal, but it just never works like that, I'm afraid. Yeah, episode was really good. That was the episode for today, reacting. What an episode. I really loved it. I think that one, Enjoyable, would have been my favourite too. I enjoyed last week's one, but it weren't my favourite. This one, and that's very rare, because most of the time in the first episode of the season it's always my favourite, but this new guy, his first episodes, they're never brilliant. No, they are, but they're not my favourites. But this one and The Joy of the World, the Christmas one, have been my best two from this season. I did enjoy some of the others from last season, like Devil's Cord, Boom, 73 Yards, Linda Ruby Sunday. I didn't enjoy the last part weren't my favourite, but that first part was intense. That was more like Doctor Who. That was serious and shit. Yeah. I think this season I'm going to enjoy it. Not next week's one looks more scary, so I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what I'll be doing next week. I don't know. At the minute, I'm viewing on it, but I don't know if I'm reacting on it because might be at work. I don't know yet. Either way, it is what it is. Tough. Do you know what I mean? But I'd like to view and react this season. Last year I just reacted, didn't I? So this could be interesting. So I hope you like this video, and I'll see you next week for the episode 3 of season 15 of Doctor Who. Peace.